Hey everyone, it's June 12th when I'm recording this. I've been sick for weeks and weeks now. Not COVID, it's other stuff going on with my house and exposures and stuff, so I haven't been able to do much besides building the garden, which I finished near the end of May. I struggled a lot with that too. Things have been planted, and I'd like to give you an update on what my garden looks like. It's fairly gusty where I am, so I apologize if the audio sucks. Let's take a look at the garden. I rearranged a few things, so let's start with the upper deck. So I got some green onion and leeks in this tray. This one here with the flowers on it was garden scraps replanted. Potatoes. I moved all the potatoes. They used to be on the bottom deck. It's 3 potatoes in each of these bags. And then this one's the same kind, which Rhubarb, I think is what it says on it. The rest of these over here are banana fingerling. And I have a lot of potatoes because they go down this part of the stairs too. And they're all banana fingerling. Bottom of the stairs, down to the other set of stairs. So this is lettuce. Everything is sprouted, but nothing's really big. It is starting to grow. It is very slow though. These 2 potatoes are also banana fingerling. And this is the kale. And there are sprouts, but they're just not very big. Garlic that sprouted in my pantry. Fun thing about garlic, there's a couple kinds. This one is hard stock garlic or something like that. And it has these, what are called garlic scapes. So the flower will come out the end here eventually. They're edible. And from the breeding I've been doing, to get a decent bulb, you need to pull off the scapes. So in here I have 3 decent sized plants, and this little one I don't think is going to make it. And 2 have scapes on them. This one, it's starting. Right here it's starting. So I'll pull those scapes off at some point. Eat them. They taste like garlic. And hopefully I get decent bulbs. I've never had luck with garlic before. So these 5 buckets here are potatoes that went to seed in my pantry. So I planted them. And they're starting to come up. I have no idea what they are, besides yellow potatoes. This is my herb garden. We'll talk about that in a second. I got some flowers here, because I like bees. So this basil's store-bought, as are those chives, that parsley, and that rosemary. It's very weedy in here, but I did sprinkle seeds. So until these get bigger, well, some I can tell that they're weeds and not what I want, but a lot of them I can't yet. These 3 basils are cuttings off the other plant. It took me about a month to root them in water, and then I put them in here, and there's some, like you can see some sprouts coming up. I started these in the house. There's some parsley and some more parsley, some dill, so some other basil coming up. So I planted a bunch of seeds there. I don't think what I want has sprouted yet. That one is a store-bought lavender, actually. And I do have lavender and chamomile seeds planted in here. And this is the half of the garden I had to do with bagged soil. That's why it looks different. And there's also some more dill seeds in here, so I'm still waiting for that to come up. More banana fingerling potatoes. The rhubarb, and I harvested 15 cups of chopped rhubarb out of here a couple weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. And it still is a very full and healthy plant. strawberries, ever-bearing strawberries. I have some flowers, some baby strawberries starting, which is exciting. Some more flowers, because why not? Let me go over here, and yeah, there's a lot of weeds and yellow flowers in the walkway. I'll get to eventually. So this is onion. I don't remember if it's Spanish onion or yellow onion, but it doesn't matter because they're both tasty. So this section here was supposed to be green onion. And probably can't tell on the camera because they're so thin. But there is a green onion in front of my finger. And there's another couple up there a little bit. But they really didn't germinate well, sprout well. This is also my cold shaded bed. So I think if I had them elsewhere, they would have done better. But I have some up there from earlier, so I might transplant them down here. I might just put more onion starts in here, because I have more of those. These are my patty pan squash, which again haven't done super well, like there's plants. But they are substantially smaller than they should be at this time of year. Again, probably because it's in the cold bed. Same with my cucumber. Okay, I've got some starting in some of these places. A lot of the ones I pre-started in the house have died back, or they look just horrible. But the other ones are starting to come up. So, see, this one died back completely, but I started a seed in the same spot and it started to sprout. So hopefully I get some cucumber. This bed. These are all carrots. I honestly don't remember what I planted where, but there's two kinds of carrots in there. Orange carrot I don't remember the name of, and something called purple haze. These are all golden beets. I'm gonna have to thin all this out, and parsnips in this section, which needs thinned. Saskatoons, and I don't have 100% germination or pollination rates, but I do have some. And you can tell the line where I stopped weeding the garden. I've been working on this for over a month now. I gotta do this section yet. But beans. So I bought a mixed package of beans, so I have no idea what kind is where. So this is my first planting, and this side is my second planting. Like how my shadow's in the way. I did the same for peas, so that's my second planting, that's my first planting. I plant a pea called Green Arrow. It's a shelling pea. It's very sweet, and it's great to eat just as a snack. Pumpkin is coming up. Things have been very cold this year, so everything's a little behind. This is the one I started in the house. It does not look very happy. But out of the 4 I started in the house, that's the only survivor. More Saskatoons, different kind. I don't know the difference between the kinds. So tomatoes. So these 4 are paste tomatoes, Amish paste I think they're called. This one, let's see if we can, right there. I broke the stem when I was planting it. It seems to have healed pretty well. The plant's still alive. I was really sad looking for a long time. It's starting to green up again. I don't know if it'll produce anything, but we'll see. The rest of these are the same kind, and this one is setting flowers. So that's exciting. This bed was supposed to be zucchini. I planted over 50 seeds in here and nothing came up. So that sucks. But in here, which you might not be able to see very well, probably that one might be the best one. Well, it's really hard to tell on camera, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. that I can see anyways, that have baby bees in them. So I'm excited. More tomatoes. Okay, this one's a Roma tomato and it's starting to bloom. Oops. That one over there is also a Roma tomato, which they're pretty good for paste and stuff. Tomato sauces. Those two are beefsteaks, so those are the big slicer tomatoes. And these two are cherry. So this one is also starting to set flowers. This one I also broke at the stem. But it is not looking nearly as good. Like, it's not dead, but it's not growing. So I'll probably take one of these suckers off this plant when they get a little bigger and plant it there and hope for the best. So look at the flowers on the Roma tomatoes. I tried out front here to put some herbs in, but a lot of it did not sprout. In this one I do have some dill that came up, but not very much. I have a third one over here. This shrub I'm going to have to pull out. See, it did not come back. So in this one, if I move this out of the way, raspberry. This is mint I started in the house. Another raspberry. Oh look, another raspberry. More mint I started in the house. Oh, geez, another raspberry. So eventually this will be full of raspberries. I don't know if they're rooting from these ones, which are quite a ways away from it, but I mean, they're also coming up in the neighbor's yard, so raspberries spread. But they're starting to flower, I guess, kind of, sort of. So I'm excited about that. The ones back here, they're not as wonderful as those ones, but they also don't get a lot of sun because that one takes it all. These ones I had to buy trellises for and tie them to the trellis like I did on the other side because they were encroaching in the walkway, and that's not okay. So these ones are starting to bloom as well. Like there's flowers up in here, and this one as well. And this is all very shaded. I'm surprised raspberries are doing as good as they are. Well, I've grown raspberries in very shaded areas before too, and they usually turn out quite well. They get really tall. And then handsies, because shaded area, and I need to attract the bees. They're also edible apparently, but I didn't grow these from seed, and I'm not gonna even try. I do have a bit of an aphid infestation going on in here, but that's okay. Sorry about the shaking in this video. Like I said, I haven't been doing well, and with that comes shakes. I've also been getting really bad muscle twitches in my arms, which have been moving my entire arm involuntarily. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's my garden on Friday, June 12th. Hopefully it starts going a little better. Thanks for watching. Bye.